Are we on? Are we live? Yeah. Hi everybody. Thank you for being here today. Not such a great day because actually the market is it's
always
crazy.
the same.
Basically, I'm drinking not because we are here now, because ApeCoin wrecked me yesterday. I'm trying to recover. Cheers to ApeCoin. Today we are here because we have this meeting event with CEO, but this time I decided you're gonna join me, and probably you're gonna join me every next time as well, because I don't like to be alone here. We have some good...
Even on Labor Day.
Even on Labor Day, but yeah, I'm not going to Labor today. We have some great announcements today to make. We're going to talk a bit about NFTs. We're going to talk about new app release. We're going to talk about, that's the most important thing that we're going to talk about, are DEX, the centralized exchange. So we announced it last time. We didn't actually do anything. We didn't put out any more info about it, but today I think it's a great opportunity to talk about that as well. Also today we're gonna hold again that competition.
Oh yeah.
So 3 best questions are gonna get 250 Revo tokens and a t-shirt. So prepare your questions. We're gonna try to follow those on YouTube live chat and on Telegram. Okay. So starting about what is most important now to say. There's still 1 day left, guys, to stay eligible for that astronaut NFT. I believe that there now is still half of those who didn't stake in WMT staking pool to stay in that game, to get all the benefits.
Game, yeah.
Astronaut game. Yeah. Gain. Stake for your sake, people. So don't miss the opportunity to earn $10,000. Stake. There's something around 300 people still eligible for astronaut NFTs. So tomorrow is the last day. Please go to our staking center, download the app, the newest version of the app as well, and stake. When we talk about the newest version of the app, why is that important? So we did we added 2 new features to the app. One feature is to show the special NFT, which I believe some of our investors got today. We're gonna talk a bit more about that later, and we have great feature that we added to the app regarding the other handle. That's something that community asked from us. We did that. Still, we're gonna do some great announcements about it, but that feature is up and running. So also regarding the app updates, I don't know if you noticed, but we even speed up the process of app releases. We put in the next gear.
How many gears do you have?
Just 1 gear, go! We have just 1 gear. New app features every week. I believe from now on, we're gonna try to push it as much as possible. Still, sometimes we have problems with Apple, with submitting apps to App Store. First problem is that we are now actually too frequently updating the app. That's the problem. But the second problem is that we always need to explain them what are those NFTs all about, how we sell them, if those are in-app purchases, and then how we manage subscriptions, because that could be in collision with their app store and things like that. But yeah, that's it. Dino, or no, Zvone. Or Dino, you're gonna say something more about? Yeah, it's working.
It's working. It's magic of the Labor Day. Before I say that, I have to again. You said 10,000 rewards for the astronaut tokens and
$10,000.
Dollars, yeah, in rewards in Revo token, and 20 $250 for 3 best answers for today. I'm not sure if I ever heard that somebody is giving that much in rewards. So
we are generous.
You're generous. So just want to say that one more time. Now back to the part where we are talking about the partnership. As Vedran says, you can check out the newest version of the app. When you download it, you can see in the section of when you go to send or receive, you can see the something you can make a check mark. You can check mark the ADA handle. What does that mean? So we partner with the company. It's not yet announced, but it's going to be announced probably sometime next week. You can probably see it in the, maybe we're going to make a podcast with them, but it's going to be in a Medium blog for sure. But what does it mean? So the company ADA handle, what they did, they see the problem that when you send a transaction, let's say, for example, our dear CEO wanted to send me, let's say, 1 million Revo tokens because he likes me a lot. And what is the problem with...
Never gonna happen. Not even with the ADA handle.
So when you send a large transactions, you are always scared, you know, that you're going to miss some letter because all addresses are large. And how many letters do each Cardano address has?
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Too many.
So yeah, too many. So you're always scared, did you miss some or not? And they make it very simple. They make it a custom address, ADA address, so you can send and receive all Cardano native tokens and Cardano as well in a custom made manner, let's say for that. So what you do, you go to their website and you buy their handle. And when they say handle, they mean an NFT. So they mint an NFT in your name or whatever you say. I'm going to mint mine. It's going to be called Dino. Or somebody else is going to see this and it's going to buy it before me. So Vedran just types in Dino and in the address menu and checks out our blue mark ADA handle. And the app automatically recognizes that it's going to be on my address, so he doesn't have to have a hassle of copying all the address, and then he just clicks send. So that is the way they tackle that problem, and we are one of the new partners, and in the new update you can check it out. So that's it.
Yeah, and what is also interesting that maybe possibly we're
gonna actually make a deal with them to make that service more accessible.
We're going to talk about when we do that. We're going to add more features within the that partnership as well with the ADA handle as well. Hopefully in the next AMA or maybe even before we can talk about that. Vedran likes to jump before things, but yeah.
Am I?
So that's it for me, and we're going to talk about new partnerships when they come.
Okay. I just want to mention one more thing. I want to thank
Charlie 3 that those guys mentioned us. They said that thanks guys, that we are really hardworking and delivering, and I believe that at least we are trying to be one of the most transparent things, we want to execute on time, even before, if it's possible, and we actually want to show the community that we aim to be at least one of the biggest players in Cardano ecosystem. Sometimes I get a feeling that we are not recognized good enough within the ecosystem. I don't know why we are trying to do partnerships and everything, but sometimes it's hard.
It's better for investors when you invest in not that known gems, and then rockets and everything.
To the moon and beyond. Okay, let's jump to the NFTs. So what we said, and it's obviously now that we have the whole ecosystem or universe, we call it the universe of the NFTs that we are trying to build.
And soon a metaverse.
Don't go there yet, Dino. So there's some amazing NFTs that we are actually trying to we're gonna mint them. We didn't yet mint them. We're gonna talk about that as well. But there is opportunity actually to get some amazing NFTs, which are all utility NFTs. So they bring to their token holders some amazing benefits. And let's just talk about it now. let's try to explain the people what is so cool about those NFTs. So we are not so much focusing on that visual thing, but still we're gonna try to improve on that as well. But what is important to understand how those NFTs work, what benefits they bring. So Zvone,
on the brains.
Start with a special NFT.
Okay, I can explain the basic staking pool special NFT. So as you know, when people will use Revuto to pay for subscriptions, and whether they use the freemium or premium version, they're going to either pay 4% protection fee for this subscription or get 4% cashback. And if you refer that person, then you're going to get 6% of that revenue of that transaction protection fee or the cashback. So you're going to get 6% of the 4% that person is paying or getting back. So it does not sound much, but actually if you have if you referred people who are going to pay for a lot of subscriptions, or if you referred a lot of people, then it can really be a decent amount of money, and maybe you can even get free subscriptions just by getting this cashback from Revuto, or even earn money. So this 6% is everyone is eligible for that. You do not have to stake anything for that. But if you want even better percentage, if you want even bigger revenue stream, then you can opt into one of our NFTs. And the first one is the basic staking pool NFT. So basically you have to stake Revo in the basic staking pool. You get 10% APR on this. And if you stake it for the 6 months, then you're going to get the special NFT. And the main utility for this special NFT from the basic staking pool is it's gonna double your cashback from referrals. So instead of getting 6% of their 4%, you're actually gonna get 12%. So it's double the amount you're gonna get from your referrals just by staking your Revos in the basic staking pool for 6 months. And you're also gonna get a cool APR for that. So what I have to mention is that this NFT will be tradable, but it's better to earn it yourself than to pay for it. So stake your Revo in the basic staking pool, and also there is no deadline for that. We are offering the cool 10% APR anytime, so there is no deadline. You do not have to feel pressured if you're trying to get in our other staking pools. That's okay, but you can always go back to the basic staking pool and stake your Revos for a cool APR and get this special NFT. But there is also more utility and more reasons to stake, and maybe Dino can explain us
before we go on to that, I'd like to say that maybe the key sentence here is stake it till you make it.
But once again, to explain our users, not
only they're going to be able to get cashback whenever they pay something with Revuto. So for instance, if they pay for Netflix $10 and then they're going to get the 40 cents in Revo tokens as a cashback, but they also get they're going to have opportunity to get cashback or reward whenever their referred friend makes a payment with Revuto. And that is something that we call passive income. That is something that we are trying to explain. So we even have on our webpage, revuto.com, we have that calculator that is helping you to understand how much can you save with Revuto, because it's going to depend on how many referred friends you have. That's a lifetime opportunity, because when you refer, there is a one-time opportunity. You get that reward in Revo token, but lifetime reward is something that can really bring you a lot of benefits. Lifetime. Especially if you have many friends who are going to use Revuto and who are going to have more than one subscriptions. So it can add. And then if you count in that price of the Revo token can grow and will grow, we're going to do everything we can, and that is how everything is set up to actually help the token, and tokenomics is set up to help the token price to grow, then that saving can actually be really meaningful. It can be a lot. Yeah, so again, refer Revuto to your friends. There's also something that I need to add as we are adding those features and everything, and I even mentioned it on a Twitter. We're gonna, when we start releasing app updates 3 point something, that's all gonna be about the subscription management. So even before virtual debit cards, we're gonna release some features that are gonna be really cool, where people are gonna be able to add their subscriptions even before the virtual debit cards come out. And there are going to be some amazing features to actually show your friends which subscription do you have. And I'm not going to now tell why is that important. We have some really cool feature coming out, but still you're going to be able, once we release that app update, you're going to be able even easier to share Revuto with your friends that you have, for instance, in your phone book, between your contacts in your mobile phone. Yeah, now let's try to explain EBT2.
Dva is in Croatian the 2 number. So EBT2.
As Zvonimir said, that's the sound, like it. So as Zvonimir said, it doesn't sound much, the cashback, but when you think about it, what does it mean? It means when you see your friends, at least in my case, all of my friends are using subscriptions, like 100% of them. So the cashback I got, if I refer all of them, it's massive if you ask me in the years to come. Why? Because the subscription industry is growing 100% yearly. So when you consider all that in the calculation, you can see that there can be gains. And if you are a person that have many friends or influencer of some kind, you can get really big advantage of this. So, but now I'm going to talk about not about every person about this NFT, the EBT2. It's only about the EBT2 investors, so the people who invested in the second round of our ICO. So as Zvonimir said, why had 6% on the cashback when you can have 2 gains, and I can add why have 2 when you can have 3 times more gains, and that is 18% back on the cashback. So those guys who will get that NFT are the guys who invested in EBT2. So this is just a reminder for everybody who did not yet staked, they did not click that claim or stake option. And they can do that still. And when they do that, they will have the option for 6 months to receive that NFT. Yet another very valuable NFT, bless you, that you can trade on the marketplace. And I believe maybe Vedran will tell us more on the marketplace later on, but let's continue with the NFTs for now. Next one is the Astronaut NFT. Vedran, you can take it from here, but we already talked a lot about Astronaut NFT, so we can maybe do a quick recap.
Recap, but before we do that, we have a winner for our first question.
Really?
Yeah.
That soon?
Ramazan asks, when it's $3 and you get undressed, Vedran, I want to reward. So when it's gonna $3, I'm gonna, I don't know, tear up my skin. Not just my clothes. So we said $2, not 3. But okay, 3 is also.
I said $2 is gonna be the reward, and the $3 you're gonna get naked, something like that. Maybe they remember better.
Yeah, I can imagine that somebody did a screenshot of that statement.
Most likely.
So even somebody asked that I should mint NFT with me naked, being naked.
The most valuable NFT out there.
In Cardano universe.
we need to have some utility to that NFT as
Believe me, you don't want to see it.
50% cash back on that NFT. Whoever owns it.
But awesome question. So yeah, just
So what is the name? I'm gonna write it down. Ramazan, you said.
yes. Mm-hmm. I don't
That's
know
on
how to
YouTube or Telegram?
pronounce. That's on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Ramazan, please send us an email to support to give us your name, address, shirt size, foot size,
Seed phrase.
seed phrase. Send us your seed phrase.
Don't do it.
Okay, let's
Admin's always the answer.
switch back to astronaut NFT. So yeah, I don't think that we should actually spend too much time explaining what astronaut NFT is. It's like the best NFT if you ask me.
Everybody knows. By the way.
Everybody knows. It brings great rewards with it, and there are 600 people, I believe, almost 600 people who were eligible. Still is jeez. Beer. They are still eligible for that NFT, but still to stay eligible, they need to you need to stake in that last pool that we introduced almost 10 days ago.
Yeah, still time.
Tomorrow is the last day, and please, people, don't forget, we actually send out the newsletter, emails,
Did we do a notification?
notification in the app. So I don't know why 300 people still didn't stake in WMT staking pool. Maybe they don't like that project. I don't know.
They should like the astronaut NFT.
Yeah. So even if you don't like that project, guys, yeah,
10K.
10K. Our fun NFT. Zvonimir.
Okay.
Our
There's
fund
no who
manager.
will mention this one. I think it's appropriate for me, for the project manager of our fund, to explain the our fund NFT. So as you have seen, we have opened one ADA staking pool for now. It's called our fund staking pool, and actually you can stake ADA there for a cool APR. I think it's better APR than to stake ADA in with the protocol, right, Dino?
Don't say I think. You know it is.
I know, yeah, but I mean it's a lottery. But on average, you get much better rewards than staking ADA with the protocol from your wallets, thanks to Revuto. And actually, you're gonna get 15% APR, 10% in ADA, which is twice as much as you would get with the protocol. Yeah, at least twice as much as you would get from the protocol, and also you're going to get 5% in Cardano native tokens. And we are choosing trying to choose at least the best Cardano projects for the R fund, and that means that there is a potential growth of price of these tokens. So this 5% in Cardano native tokens APR could be much more. It does not have to be. We cannot guarantee that, but it could be much more than staking with the wallet with the Cardano protocol. So if you stake 500 ADA, you're eligible for the R fund NFT. And that NFT is going to give you great benefits with like priorities regarding the some staking pools. You're going actually to have like a pre-subscription period for some staking pools. You're also going to be eligible for some lotteries, and I think that what is most important, maybe you will be able to buy some tokens with the great discount. Tokens we
Sure,
invest.
the first discount is going to be profiled token. It's 50% discount.
Yeah.
from
Public token sales. So it's opportunity. Come on.
It's a huge discount. You can get it like 2 times cheaper than the regular people who are going to buy with their ICO. So it's a great opportunity
it's even
for
better
you.
price than a private sale. I have to.
Yeah, and private sales are usually investors with a lot of money,
Yeah,
So
they're gonna be angry about it, but
I have to
I have to brag about it.
Revuto
it's
is the one that's pushing that Gens token.
And this token as well, always giving that extra push for to get it very cheaply. Yeah.
it's their problem that they did not stake with the our fund pool. We invite private sale investors to stake.
VCs.
Yes.
Stake it till you make it.
Yeah, and what I need to say is that there is actually a hard cap for that pool too. So if you fill it and you did not make it in, then you will potentially lose on these benefits and perks. The hard cap is 1 million euros in ADA. It's filling quite nicely, and
You're almost halfway through.
something like that. Yeah, almost. So I do not give financial advices, but I advise you to hurry up if you want that our fund special NFT, and it brings great benefits. We are working really hard to make partnerships with the best in the business and with best projects on Cardano, so you can be sure that our people are really committed to giving you the best Cardano native tokens in this pool.
Next one, EBT1 Master NFT. Oh my God, we got a lot of questions about this one.
Yes.
recently.
I think Andre is dealing with all the questions. So, as I mentioned, the EBT2 investors got really awesome deal, but the EBT1 investors got this even more awesome, the EBT1 Master NFT. So what does that one include? Well, we said that it's going to include all the perks of other NFTs, as we mentioned now, but there are some buts in those, and now I'm going to it's always buts. Now we're gonna explain, or our CEO will explain a little bit more why some of the features are not transferable and why some of them are.
That's a good question. So we are trying to make those master NFTs really a big deal, because we wanna actually thank with those NFTs to our earliest public sale investors. Those guys
First
really
supporters.
helped us to have a really awesome and successful ICO. So there are some things that we cannot actually cover with those master NFTs, and for instance, that's doubling your actually APR percentage on our fund. Why? Because you cannot double something that you actually don't have. So if you did not invest in our fund, you cannot actually double. Well, you can double your APR, but APR or nothing is still nothing.
Yeah.
So I just want to be clear about that. So we cannot pretend that you actually invested in that air fund that you haven't. So
you cannot
APR
multiply
would,
zero, right?
yeah, APR wouldn't make any sense. So that's the first thing. The second thing, the same thing is with the lottery, and the last thing is the chance actually to get $10,000 from Astronaut NFT. That benefit again, if you didn't stake, you cannot get the reward, and that's basically it. But still, you're gonna have all those perks that even like EBT2 special NFT brings in, and we're gonna actually in the future do more NFTs for sure.
More perks.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about that as well. Those NFTs also are gonna be tradable. I'm gonna just wrap it up with that to be clear about trading those NFTs. So today we released to some of our investors special NFT. So you actually can see your NFT in your app. But again, we didn't mean those, because we actually wanna give our investors the best possible situation where they can actually trade those NFTs. We are gonna announce, I already spoke about that, a cool partnership with the NFT project that is gonna help us to not just to mint those NFTs, but to set up the marketplace for those NFTs and to help you trade those NFTs in Revo tokens. But also we wanna actually set up everything that to offer you the best possible situation to start trading those NFTs. Those NFTs, they bring utilities. Special NFT is connected with that passive income thing. that thing is still not up and running, so it wouldn't be smart actually to allow you to trade those before their utility kicks in. We learned that from mistakes we did in the past. I know that community and you all guys wanna freedom to do whatever you want to do with your things. Even that was the case with the Revo tokens. Even before the Revo tokens were liquid, because there were at the time when we had to release Revo tokens, there was no DEX out there, and even the centralized exchanges didn't support Cardano native tokens at that time. So it was difficult to actually trade Revo tokens, but we made that happen. We made that possible. It was maybe not the smartest decision, and now we said we're not gonna actually make possible for you to start trading special NFTs before their utility starts to work. And that's it. We still don't know. That's also one of the technical questions that we are discussing every day internally. We still don't know if those NFTs are going to be minted and released to your non-custodial or custodial wallet. Why? Because we need to find the best setup to be able to detect those NFTs really early. Because if you send those NFTs to some other wallet, we need to be able very fast to recognize if the NFT is in that wallet, because again, it's connected to passive income, to what your referred friends are going to do, and we don't want to get in situation when people ask us why they didn't get a reward. They have an NFT, special NFT in their wallet, and we didn't get it yet. Friend made the payment, reward didn't come. So this needs to really work as smooth as possible. So we're going to announce how that is going to work in the near future. And yes, those NFTs, special NFTs, are going to be minted before we actually launch a subscription management service. So those two things are very connected.
But before that, I have this special connection with the community. I sense that they are
asking the questions about the DEX. So
Are they?
I don't know.
Do we have some?
I can feel that. People want to know. People want to
We
know.
also open a beer.
Of course.
Of course, don't be shy.
If we can do it,
You can do it.
yeah, the DEX is the next hot topic. So I think it's
Time to. Can we share more details than we shared now? Or
About the DEX?
yeah.
No, yes, we're gonna for sure share more.
Okay.
More details, but let's try to find some, or at least answer some questions,
Yeah.
and then
for the second
pick
winner.
pick who is the second winner. Hi Vidu. That's
If you ask about the DEX, you're gonna be the second winner. So
will there be farming pools on the DEX? If yes, how will you give rewards to liquidity providers? There is no Revo allocation for that. Do you plan to create new DEX coin for the Summit Arman? That's actually an awesome question, you see? But this is the question that we're gonna answer later, but this is certainly a winner.
which
Okay?
one?
Summit Ariman.
Let me find it. Summit?
Summit Ariman.
Sounds familiar.
That's Sariman. We call you we didn't know that you are Summit Ariman. For us, you're Sariman. Yeah, that's a good question. Excellent question. Do you have plans for new NFTs that are not yet announced? Sure, we have. But that question is not a winner. That's a no-brainer. Yeah, we have more NFTs in.
So we have
In
one more
plan.
place. Are you gonna
Yes.
do it now, or we're gonna leave it for later?
Let's try to answer some more questions at least, but those don't have to be necessarily
winners, yeah,
winners.
of course.
Okay, we have time. In terms of liquidity, how will you incentivize people to provide liquidity for our coming DEX? They're gonna be yield farming for sure. So you're gonna actually benefit from providing liquidity as on any other DEX, but we are going to do it a bit differently. So it's going to be beneficial for you to actually provide the liquidity. In terms of APR of our staking pools, where is Revuto getting the funds to facilitate APRs? So that's a good question, but that's a question that we already answered to. So I have to again say, so all those pools that we do, they are hard capped. We allocate certain amount of Cardano native tokens as an APR, or we do APR by ourselves to add more Revo tokens to those who stake. But all those setups are, we did agreements with the projects. We did the token swaps. So all those things that we do that to incentivize the user base and people to actually buy token, come to our app, stake, log those tokens, and this is helping our ecosystem to have a good foundation before the main feature kicks in. So again, there is no secret sauce behind it. At least for now, there is no protocol that we build in. Later on, we're gonna probably push more towards the real DeFi and allow people to stake in those staking pools where the money is gonna actually be put in some kind of protocols and mechanisms. But now it's pretty simple. We allocate the tokens. We did amazing deals with some of those projects. For instance, with the Genius Yield, it was amazing deal. So, and there is a reason why we actually make those deals, because also we are offering those other projects the opportunity to come to our ecosystem, to introduce them to our investors and token holders, and at the end to allow them to use those tokens to top up our virtual debit cards. So there are benefits, and that's why we are able to make those amazing deals and offer really good APR. What is also different compared to yield farming is that our APR is holding pretty well compared to those setups, because in yield farming, those APRs are pretty big in the beginning, but they fall pretty fast. They fall down, the numbers fall down as people are staking more and more in those liquidity pools. Here is quite different. There is always the minimum APR that you're gonna actually get, and it's an awesome APR to compare to anything else. I don't want to miss Astronaut because I can't access my tokens. Plug and play. Yeah, I know that, dude. Probably what's gonna happen tomorrow, there's gonna be certain amount of Revo tokens unlocked from those early bird tier 1 investors. So they're gonna claim some tokens, and I believe that they're gonna stake in that WMT staking pool, but we're gonna see. Okay, what are you doing regarding subscription management solution, and when can we expect working product? MTS, DEX, and everything else is nice touch, but we invested in Revuto for subscription management. Yes, I need to repeat that. So we are doing all of these things because we actually have time to do those. Subscription management is not something that is fully depending on us. It's depending on the acquiring partner, card issuing partner, banking partner. So there are so many things that we had to deal with during the last year. We also selected to go with the best in the business, with Railsbank and Pairnet. Those guys are working with Crypto.com. So we said, if Crypto.com is such a great service, and most importantly, they never went down, like Wirex did, 10x did, Chapo did, before even BitPay in Europe. So we don't want to end up being in a situation when we cannot actually issue virtual debit cards for any reason. So we believe that if we go with the best company in the business, that we're gonna be fine with it. But on the other hand, the onboarding process was really long. So many things that we had to deal with. And I'm not gonna repeat it. You can actually read it in our blog posts. But the answer is that subscription management service is gonna come out probably in June. And the first users that are gonna be able to use virtual debit cards are gonna be from the UK market, because again, not our choice, but because of the compliance and everything. And then the other European countries are gonna follow. So only European citizens or citizens from the Eurozone are going to be able to use the service, the full service, and then probably next year we're going to spread to Middle East and Asia.
So step by step.
Step by step, yeah. So that's the answer. It's going to come. So guys, we are delivering. Don't worry.
Even on Labor Day.
Even on Labor Day. Okay. Okay, let's switch to our schedule, and we're gonna go back to answers later on. Revuto DEX. First thing, we don't have a name for that. I was thinking maybe we should do, it's not the poll, but maybe do some kind of competition. Why not? To think of the name for the DEX. Why not? I believe that people may have some crazy ideas. We had some idea yesterday.
Rex.
Rex, Sex, DEX. And we said, yeah, we should do something crazy because we are crazy. We are not... No, we are not crazy. We are not conventional, but we are not crazy. People are going to really think that we are crazy, and that's not good.
You're gonna have to call Saul.
I'm sure that some of those really think that we are crazy, but at least crazy guys are delivering. Remember that. So even with the DEX, what happened? So I was so pissed of the situation when we actually got listed on KuCoin. Why? Because we were waiting so long for that event to happen. And it exhausted our investors, early investors, and we got listing date by the end of the year. It was actually on 31st of December, and they said they're gonna list us on 7th of January 7th. But at that time, we actually didn't know when the DEXs are gonna come to Cardano ecosystem. And if we knew, it would be much better for us to first, maybe even to postpone a listing on a centralized exchange, because it was not necessary at that time for us, and then to list first on the centralized exchanges. Because even now, we have much more trading volume on KuCoin and Gate than on DEXs. And that's really crazy. So even a few days before, we had almost $1 million trading volume, daily trading volume on centralized exchanges. It's a crazy big volume, even if you compare it with the volume that are generating some big names in Cardano ecosystem. But still, we want to do better on decentralized exchanges. So what happened? Sunday Swap, or even Musli was the first that announced their launch on the mainnet. It was a huge thing. I need to apologize to those guys because I thought that DEX is not going to be such a good thing. Although some people say it's not a real DEX. Okay, it's a different compared to others, but I think that they're trying their best, and yeah, they did a good thing.
When do you think we can expect a release of the DEX?
Wait.
That's the question people want to know.
Soon. Yeah. So we said last time 4 to 6 weeks. Let's say 6 weeks. So it's gonna be a month from now. Don't hold me for a word, but we're gonna try to push it out as soon as possible. We are doing on testnet some testings. We are trying to figure out, find the right tokenomics for that DEX. We have some nice features that we wanna actually show you, and also it's a bit different setup that everybody else is doing. But most importantly, why we are doing DEX? We are a mobile first, and I would say mobile only product. So everything that is gonna even be released in the future is gonna be released within the app, at least for now. And that's different compared to all other projects that are releasing their decentralized apps within the browser. So we saw an opportunity to actually build a DEX, although there are so many DEXs that are going to come out soon on a Cardano, but there was opportunity to do something different.
And something that makes more sense.
More sense because
everybody.
This is your friend. Come on, you have it all the time with you. You sleep with it, and yeah, why not to have DEX? We said why not to have DEX on mobile phone. So what happened? MinSwap said that they're gonna have mobile DEX, and we said, guys, we are screwed. We are late. But luckily, when they came out, we actually did a little of research, and we saw that those guys actually don't have a mobile DEX. It was a good PR, but in the end, I couldn't find a MinSwap apps either on App Store or Google Play Store, and that's still the case.
The best PR is the one when you deliver.
Yeah,
yeah,
and then we saw that there is still time to do something special, and we said, let's put in the next speed, kick down, and let's do DEX on for a mobile devices. Yeah, that's what we did. So, and there's some other crazy features that we said that we want to do. We want to make it really fast, reliable. It needs to be user-friendly, and it needs to offer, that's most important, really good opportunity for the people to earn some more money, to benefit from it. So we have some things. I have my cheat sheet here that we want to announce today, but we're going to actually do, I call it the DEX paper. We're going to do addition to our white paper where the DEX is going to be explained in full. You're going to be able to find all the details. We are still structuring everything around it and to see what the setups are going to be the best ones. And you can expect that DEX paper to be out in maybe 10 to 14 days, 2 weeks tops.
Everything we do strategize about it. We really bring to it, and the most important thing, we are very transparent about it. As Vedran said, not done yet, and when we are ready, we are going to deliver. So stay tuned.
Yes, sure. So the main reason why we want to do that is first of all to offer our users to swap easily Cardano native tokens. As mentioned before, we're gonna open our Cardano wallet to support other Cardano native tokens, but it's gonna be a business decision. Now we made some strategic partnerships already, and even though we didn't, for instance, make a strategic partnership with WMT, we still opened the pool because community asked for it, and we need to support those tokens.
Did we talk about the new pool? Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, not yet about the new pool.
But you guys can guess in the comments below. If you guess the right pool, we can send you a T-shirt.
Yeah, we have many T-shirts. Yeah. So we want to offer those guys to be able, once when they're gonna be able to actually hold those tokens in the Revuto wallet, to swap those tokens easily. We want to offer our token holders opportunity to yield farm. And yeah, also one of the things is that we want to actually allow them to swap those tokens much cheaper compared to other DEXs. There's so many things actually, to talk about the DEX that I don't know where to start.
You mentioned Vedran. We need to figure out the tokenomics. What's the best tokenomics? Is that a hint?
It is a hint. But should we talk about that now, or
I don't know.
let's leave it for later?
We have 10
for
minutes left.
No, we're gonna still go maybe 15 minutes above 1 hour mark. So let's talk about the revenue streams that our DEX is gonna be.
Someone said Bitcoin pool is next.
But that is actually a good hint as well. Why? Because in the end, what I want to do, because I like actually what those guys from Celsius are doing. They're combining within the mobile app DeFi and CeFi. We also have SEX and DEX. So and VEX and Rooks, which is our CTO. We're actually calling ourselves
Yeah, I know.
like that. Yeah, so when we talk about other blockchains, we see that even in within the Cardano community, the big question is now how to make that interoperability possible. And we see those bridges coming out, and then we see so many tokens, wrapped tokens coming through several bridges. And if you ask me, it's a mess. And with us, we need to actually build a custodial wallet as well because of the rewarding system and referral program that we introduced. We said that we want to build a custodial wallet as a multi-chain wallet. So when you mentioned Bitcoin, yeah, why not to add the Bitcoin? Why not to add Ethereum, USDT? Why not to add some other tokens? I'm not going to mention those because we are planning some good partnership with those big projects outside the Cardano ecosystem. Why? Because we want to grow actually in crypto community. About those, I would say, borders of just a Cardano ecosystem. We're gonna still stay the Cardano native token, but we're gonna offer some amazing opportunities for other people coming from other blockchains as well. So yeah, but I want to go back to those opportunities that we want to actually build revenue streams for our token holders and users of our DEX. So there are several ways how people can actually earn money by using DEX. They can provide liquidity in liquidity pools and earn money from those transaction fees. So what else is happening right now? And we have that, I believe, on WingRider DEX, that people can actually provide liquidity for Cardano native token / ADA, and then get and delegate automatically those ADA in Cardano protocol to get yield, and they're gonna get actually yield from that. But we said that we need to do something more, and that we can do something more, and we want to add second layer of liquidity within the Revuto ecosystem, and that is how the plan how to do it is actually to add another token to the ecosystem, because we don't want to actually hurt Revo token and its tokenomics. And I need to really emphasize that the tokenomics of Revo token is going to start to work when the virtual debit cards come out. It's a no-brainer, because that's the main purpose of a Revo token.
The core product, yeah.
The core product. But there was one issue with the tokenomics that we had to. It was not the issue, but there was a moment about the tokenomics which we had to change. When we applied for the centralized exchanges, we had to actually get a legal opinion from lawyers to actually show the exchanges that our token is utility token. The biggest problem was about our token, it was the governance, and then it was the buyback mechanism. Those two things are something that actually our token holders were counting on, and we had to actually exclude those things from the white paper. But now we are actually bringing those things back, but they're gonna actually be connected to the second token that we're gonna be minting soon. That is gonna bring governance back into the play and the buyback mechanism. Why is that important? Because the Revuto business model is set up to be profitable, sustainable. Their protection fees, their transaction fees, interchange fees. Of course, there is a cashback, but still, we're going to be earning money. And we said that we're going to actually return that money into somehow to find a way how to return that money into the ecosystem. And now we're going to do that through
when we earn, you earn.
Yeah, when we earn, you earn. That's right. So we're going to actually do second token. That is something that decentralized exchanges are doing, but they're doing that mostly because of the yield farming, and only because of yield farming. Those tokens are mostly very inflationary tokens because they're giving high yields on liquidity farming. We're going to do it a bit different, and what we are not going to allow is actually to use that second token to top up our virtual debit cards. We're not going to allow that second token to be listed on centralized exchanges. It's going to be only decentralized exchanges, and it's going to be also, there's going to be utility for it. So all those guys that are going to have that secondary token are going to actually benefit from it, because they're going to have much less fees on using our DEX, transaction fees, batching fees.
And also the governance.
Governance is a big thing, yes, and it's going to govern all the ecosystem around the DEX, and also it's going to be used for yield farming as well. But there is also one good thing, that exceptional thing that I have to mention. How our liquidity pools are going to work. So what are going to be we actually going to do with the liquidity pools and the funds coming from liquidity providers? We're going to use those in we're going to connect them with the best market making strategies that are available out there, because what is interesting about the Cardano is using the extended UTXO model, and then the DEXs can easily take advantage of the order book system. And what we are going to do, we are going to use the market making algorithms from the best in the business to actually work with those liquidity pools to set up the order books, buying and selling orders, and that algorithm is going to also generate some profits. We know how that works on the centralized exchanges. It's going to generate some profits which we're going to actually give back through that second token to liquidity providers.
So there's a plan for everything.
There is a plan for everything. So there are several layers of those revenue streams, or and actually liquidity providers are gonna benefit from all those things. But about the token, so we said that we're gonna call it our token.
Our token.
Our token.
Our R token.
R token, small R token with just one letter. And we're gonna do some kind of cool thing with it. So we're gonna do an airdrop.
Airdrop, yeah.
And airdrop is gonna work in a way that whoever holds Revo tokens is gonna get, so we're gonna get how is that called? Help me.
What?
A snapshot.
Yeah,
snapshot of your
But we're
wallet.
going to do the multiple snapshots.
Yes.
So you cannot actually exploit the
system.
The system. You cannot like transfer Revos
Just
only
for
at one
yes.
period before the snapshot. We're actually doing like some kind of algorithm for doing multiple
Yes.
snapshots during the month.
Yes, and that's gonna, yeah, it's gonna be for the month, and we're gonna announce it soon. So whoever is gonna actually hold the Revo tokens, but in a wallet, in a Revuto wallet, is gonna be eligible to get our token, and for every Revo token, there's gonna the Revo token holder is gonna get 10 R tokens. So that's the math behind it. So I believe it's a good thing. It's gonna help also to incentivize again the whole community. And
Don't
Yeah.
send us screenshots. We're gonna do a snapshot, okay?
Yeah,
Make it clear.
we know how to do this.
yeah, so I believe that we're gonna mint 2.8 billion Revo tokens. We didn't want to do that. R tokens, Jesus. We didn't want to do that with the Revo token because Revo token has really good and solid tokenomics and foundation to actually allow token to grow. We didn't want to do inflationary token. Our token is going to be quite different. We're going to announce all the details about our token with the DEX paper. This is going to come out soon. We're going to explain how the governance is going to work. The governance is going to actually work within the app. You're going to have cool, easy to use feature, how to propose things, how to vote for things. And yeah, it's going to help even you guys to be more involved in what we do. And yeah, that's the whole point of it. So yeah, I think it's an amazing thing. And also regarding the DEX, is going to offer market orders, is going to offer limit orders. Both are going to be with slippages. Limit orders is going to have expiration time or duration, which you can actually set up by yourself. Also with the slippage. Yeah, and setup, it should be more robust on the mobile phone, within the mobile app than it is on in a web browser. That's at least what I know.
Actually, we are bringing centralized exchange experience on the non-custodial wallet.
Exactly.
Which is a huge thing.
Exactly, something.
We have a question here says, will staking pools be included in the snapshot or only wallet?
That's a good question, but yes, of course.
Of course, because those stake tokens are your tokens, you know. So we didn't, take them, use them, send them anywhere. So those are your tokens, and you're gonna get benefit from holding those as well.
So
but
no worries.
yes, but I need to mention that not if you stake somewhere else. Not even if there's gonna be some kind of incentive from the KuCoin in the future. If there's gonna be some other incentives on other decentralized exchanges, I have to mention that we are now trying to actually make a deal with one decentralized exchange to finally offer yield farming for ADA Revo pair on that exchange. This is gonna be the first yield farming ever. But yes, as long as the tokens are within our ecosystem, within our app, on Revuto wallets, you're gonna get our tokens.
So yeah, one user is actually asking how the snapshot will work if I stake them. They're not showing the Cardano scan.
But we know who staked. We know from which address your Revo tokens were sent to the address of our pool. So we can actually like back calculate that it came from your wallet. So don't worry, if you stake with our pools, you will still be eligible for the our token.
Yeah, we have actually.
We call it the watchers. It's an algorithm that is actually going through all the deposit addresses that you guys open within the Revuto ecosystem. And up till now, it took us 40 minutes to check all the addresses. Now we optimized that, and we actually are doing that, checking it on chain using nodes, and then we are using also. Help me with the
off-chain.
Yeah, that database. Come on, hit me.
Postgre.
No. It's gonna come to me later. Yeah, I forgot the word. But again, now it takes us 2 minutes and something to actually check all the addresses within the Revuto ecosystem. I believe now we have somewhere around 60,000 wallets that people created within the Revuto ecosystem.
Probably nothing.
Non-custodial.
Probably nothing, as people say.
Yeah, probably nothing.
Probably
Yeah,
nothing.
just
600,000 wallets, probably not.
No, 60,000.
60,000, yeah, sorry.
60,000.
A typo, 60,000.
Yeah,
Still nothing.
Still nothing. Okay.
Somebody asked, can we use the ADA handle for the
Revo address. So the answer is obviously yes. That's why we announced the partnership, and you can use it with any Cardano native token, I believe.
Yeah. So this is the first ADA handle feature that now we released. There are going to be more amazing features coming regarding the ADA handle. So you're going to be able to actually when you go to receive page, you're going to be able to see your ADA handle, share it directly from the app. Probably, if we manage to do a deal with those guys, buying those through Revuto is going to be much cheaper than buying them directly from ADA handle guys. Yeah, and some other things as well.
Somebody asked, will all 5 remaining staking pools be opened in May?
No. Or?
Maybe.
No.
There's still 5 of them left, I believe. So why no? That is something that is maybe important to talk about. So the reason, what? You see? Jump in the price immediately, yeah? Woo! To the moon. Why no? Because we think that this schedule is really tough for people. We said that the minimum amount of Revo tokens they need to stake is 2,000. It's not a lot, it's like 200, even less than $200, but still, when you add all those pools, it adds, and it's not then 200. It's more like 1,000 and above dollars that people actually need to stake in those pools within such a short period of time. So maybe we said, we're gonna do introduce pool after pool. Maybe we're gonna do short pause, but not too long. Probably we're gonna announce next pool by the end of next week, because tomorrow we're gonna close this one.
So it's not gonna be, as we said, a staking April. It's gonna be a staking spring.
So welcome to the spring, guys.
Well, staking April is staking April.
Now it's staking May, DEX May, everything in May. Yeah.
It'll be crazy May.
Money May.
Earning May.
I don't know. Guys, I suggest that don't use our token as a name. It's not clear and quite confused. Would be better if we come up with other name. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I agree.
Writing no sound.
No sound.
There is a sound.
Okay, there is a sound.
Sound is back. Is sound back?
Is sound back, please? Come on,
Can
go.
someone write if the sound is back?
Somebody just write sound.
There is a small delay.
Hmm?
There is a small delay in the stream.
Is the sound back?
Guys, please comment. Is the sound back? Can you hear us? No,
Yes.
there's-
Sound back.
It's back.
Okay. Sound back. Okay. So again, yeah. About the name, we're not still sure about the name. We call it our token. It's like internal name of the token. We're gonna still think about it as well as for the name of the DEX. The thing with us is that we actually do things before we.
Somebody suggested we should call Dex like Dino Exchange. Like.
Vex DEX.
Dino's X, like.
No, yeah. So even with the visuals and with what I noticed that people complained about our visuals and things like that, but I said I'm not very very happy about those projects that have really nice visuals and everything. I think that those things are overproduced to hide something. And maybe because I have some bad experiences with investing in those projects who had really awesome web pages, because I was a sucker that I was falling for those, even with Graph. You know, I said, oh, when Graph came out, oh geez, they have such a great visuals and everything was so sexy and nice, but the token didn't perform, and then I found out they have really poor that vesting schedule. And yeah, so I said, you know, let's rather focus on business, on actually doing things than on those visual parts, because most of those projects that are having nice everything are actually outsourcing those. And we're doing that by ourselves. We have a really nice girl, new mom in our team, who is doing those, somebody said childish visuals. Somebody said that, but she has a child, and you know, it's a good, yeah. And I'm fine with it, as long as we deliver.
Lex gonna be naked by autumn.
Drake Stalker.
Open another beer just to check the sound.
Okay, so we have first winner.
Yeah.
Do we
got
have
second? And
second?
We need a third one.
Third.
Come on, guys. Bomb the questions.
Sex pools launch. One should be Koti and other should be Chainlink. Koti would be great, but Koti still doesn't know when they're gonna actually release the token. And the problem is that those pools they have a 3-month lock period, and Koti is gonna do launch on a testnet first. I'm not sure that they're gonna be actually ready for the within the next 3 months, but it's a good suggestion.
You mean Jet?
Jet,
Koti, yeah.
yes, sorry. Koti is the company, Jet. Chainlink, no, because Chainlink is actually not a Cardano native token. And at the moment, because we don't have a custodial wallet yet, with support for multi-chains, we cannot support them. We cannot open the staking pool for Chainlink. Can you discuss about the utility of the free NFT included in Revuto? Is there a free NFT?
There is no free lunch, guys.
Yeah, there is no free NFT. Okay, let's try to find other or to answer other questions.
We actually want these NFTs because they have utility to actually have some value, and if we give infinite
amount of free NFTs to everyone who comes, then these NFTs should not have the great utility, and that's not something we do at Revuto. So actually we want great NFTs, valuable NFTs with some real world utility, and of course this cannot be free. There has to be some condition.
This is an awesome
Question. When will Revuto overtake the other fintechs and be the top? I believe that is going to happen once when we launch the main, the core feature, and that's subscription management service with virtual debit cards. Why? Soon. So why? Because how we are doing this and why we are doing this? We are doing this to actually allow people to use Revuto to subscribe with their service providers, but in the best possible way. And that means that they're going to have protection with us, even they're going to be able to subscribe to free trials whenever they want without any concern that their money is going to be taken away. Even if they forget to unsubscribe, they're going to be able to control those or manage those subscriptions through easy block, snooze, and approve feature. Snooze feature is an awesome feature because it's going to help people to better manage their cash flow. Also, block feature is an awesome feature because it's not unsubscribe feature. Still, you can block those prepaid services. We are talking about the prepaid services. Whenever you please to, your service is going to be suspended, but you're not going to be unsubscribed. And when you actually unblock that virtual debit card, service provider is going to be able to take money from it, and it's going to reactivate your service, and it's going to help you actually to save your money whenever you don't necessarily need to use that particular service. For instance, just imagine going out on vacation for a month or two. Why would you pay Netflix for those months? Or if you work on some kind of a project and you pay for those tools on subscription basis, and why would you pay for those tools when you're not gonna use them? And so many other things are coming within that thing we call subscription management. So you're gonna be able to gift somebody subscription as well. So you're gonna just, somebody has a birthday and you're gonna say, hey, I'm actually giving you 6 months subscription on Netflix or whatever as a gift. Then you're gonna be able to share those subscriptions with other team members or family members, whatever. Some other cool features as well. I'm not gonna share them now. And at the end, you're going to be able to save money on those subscriptions. Why? Because with the referral program, you're going to be able to get cash back, which you're not going to be able to get if you use directly your debit or credit cards to subscribe with the service providers. One more important thing is that you're going to be easily able to select the source of the payment for that particular subscription with Revuto, because if you subscribe with the virtual debit card from Revuto, then you're going to be able easily to switch the top-up source or the source of the payment for that virtual debit card. 1 month it can be your, a Revolut card, or your banking card, debit or credit. It can be your Revuto wallet. You can choose later on even which tokens you're gonna use to pay for those subscriptions. And then with the DeFi, there's gonna be opportunity to borrow money from those micro lending pools. It's gonna help you maybe to pay for your subscription if you don't necessarily have money on that due date when you need to pay for something. It's going to help you to bridge that gap. And also there are going to be some amazing staking pools, because we're going to tell you guys, hey, you don't have to actually spend money on your subscriptions. You can hold your Revo tokens, buy them, stake them, buy them early, count on the price of those tokens is going to go up, and it will with user base growing and even buying pressure growing on a Revo token from other crypto token holders, because in the beginning you're going to be able just to use Revo tokens to top up those cards. So it's going to create a buying pressure on Revo tokens. But we're going to say to you, hey, stake. And we're going to say to you how much you actually have to need to stake. To cover those subscription expenses by that APR, the yield that we're going to give you.
Not the topic of the moment, but I think the person that does not get a lot of exposure, I think that really deserves, and you know that person very well. You were talking right now about the core product. Marko Rukunic, the person who is behind all those patents and all those brains and everything that you were just mentioning about. Can you tell us a little bit more about this person and what does he do in Revuto and how does this all make sense?
Yeah, sure. So why we in the beginning, in the start, decided to do Revuto? So I was in 2017 in San Francisco and I met with Marko. Marko is a guy from the same city from the Zagreb, where we are from, and I met him in Silicon Valley, and he was working for Intuit, for the biggest fintech company in the world, for more than 20 years. And we started to talk about the subscriptions, and he at the time was working for Mint, which is also in a way competitor to Truebill and all those similar apps that are trying to manage your financials and subscriptions as well. And he said, when there's a big opportunity, and we talked about that because I had a problem with my subscriptions, and he actually showed me the stats, how much people actually losing money on subscriptions, how many subscriptions they actually have or they are paying for, and it's a business that is growing. Yeah, we mentioned before that it's a business model that is growing. The market is growing 100% year over year. So, but what is most important, that Marko is an AI expert, and he was working for Intuit on credit scoring for Intuit, which in the end he got a patent for it. He is actually author of more than 27 patents. When it comes to financial transactions and things like that, and he built with his team credit scoring system which was better than official US credit scoring system called FICO, and he earned a lot of money for Intuit just by doing that. And
it's very important that people understand that we have, as one of the co-founders,
27 patents in the field of credit card processing. So that's you know that you are in good hands when we talk about Revuto.
Yes, and what I would like to point out is that great startups, in my opinion, solve real world problems that we all have. Because if you detect a problem, then it's likely that the other people have this problem too, that you're not the only. Because some startups out there in the world, in my opinion, they invent solutions for problems people do not have or problems that do not exist. So it's a great way that you and Marko and so on, you had these problems and you know how to solve them and what you would use in that moment.
Sure, and what in my opinion is that crypto
needs to actually somehow how they put it in words,
connect to the
real world. The real world, exactly, because all those DeFi setups are great. I don't want to be rude, but there is an end game, because they all are just exploiting the one big fact of all those tokenomics, is that there is a limited supply of all those tokens, and they play with the supply, with the circulating supply. They're trying to actually put out those tokens from the market. They're building all kind of those protocols, but there's a closed loop. And then if the TVL is really high, if there is no new people coming to the setup, we say greater fools, unfortunately. And that's one of the reasons why people are sometimes calling all those setups a Ponzi
scheme, because everything depends on if the new people are going to come to the setup and how much
of those tokens you can actually lock up, because then you're gonna create more demand artificially in a way. But to actually generate profits, you need to actually put those funds work in a way in those business setups. Decentralized exchange is good setup because it actually generates profits by taking those transaction fees. Exactly. If you just generate the profit by pushing your token price up, it's an end game. Okay. So, but with this setup that we are trying to actually connect crypto with subscription business, it's a good setup because again it's a sustainable business, and we can really in other way, in some way, I mentioned all the benefits, but help people to actually pay for those subscriptions less, even borrow money in much easier way than they would borrow them through the traditional financial system, because that's a pain in the ass. Because of the regulatory and the banks and everything, how it's set up. With the crypto, it's much easier. In that setup, those debit cards work really well, because in the end, you have to pay, even if you pay with the crypto, you need to pay. Those service providers are not accepting crypto directly at the moment, so you have to pay with the fiat money. And it's a good setup. So. Yeah, but again, Marko, what is interesting about the setup that we're going to do even for the micro lending and borrowing, that let's call it a DeFi feature. It's going to be it's going to be the setup that's going to allow people to get those loans without the collateral. And that's the big difference, because in DeFi, you have to lock something, put it as a collateral to actually get something out of it. And you're actually, you're betting, you're leveraging, and that can go. We all know how that works. But in our case, because we have an app, we are doing so many things within the app. We are issuing virtual debit cards. That's the most important thing. But we are also have some other features and benefits that people are going to be able to use. We can leverage those to make people pay their debt. And in this case, the beauty of this setup is that those loans are short loans, month or less. We're gonna track how our users are using our app. We're gonna allow our, let's call them power users, to take advantage of our micro lending setup, and we're gonna have tools how to make them actually repay their debt. And that's a big difference, because I was, just for instance, I don't have anything against those guys, but I was listening to Liquid Finance CEO talking about the credit scoring in DeFi. And I think it's a nonsense, because you cannot credit score DeFi setups or people being able to actually return their debt. Why? Because you depend on the volatility of the token or on the market, and nobody can control the market. And if the market goes down, if the price of the token goes below of that, that you need to actually return, your collateral is going to be liquidated, and you cannot control that, and you cannot build credit scoring on that. But within our app, you actually can, and that's a big difference. And also, those loans are going to be short. Marco is going to be able to track those. There's going to be for sure some portion of the people that they're not going to be returning their debts, but then we're going to actually remove them from the ecosystem. They're not going to be able to use anymore anything what they were using before, until they again repay their debt. But it's a different setup.
We actually have a peer-reviewed proof that this is done. It's not just your and mine opinion, or we are like drinking beer and like talking stuff. It's not just our opinion. It's actually peer-reviewed by these 27 companies that Marco can do.
And we are drinking beer.
It's hard to talk about those things because I'm not an expert. It's always a pleasure for me to talk with Marco because he's just brains. But that guy is unbelievable, and he is gonna actually be one that is responsible for all those.
People want to see him in one of the questions.
Marco doesn't actually like to talk much. He did 2 keynotes that we are now trying to translate. And we're gonna push them to YouTube channel. The plan is actually to push him more like on a stage in front of the camera, but Marco, developer.
We have one important question right here. It says, Dino, where's the shoe? So I don't know, Vedran, where's the shoe?
The problem with the shoe is that I was late. That's actually a bad sign, huh? But shoe is...
People remember the shoe. So.
And also, it's the weather was bad, so I didn't want to ruin the shoe. But shoe is always here, and it's gonna be next time. The shoe is gonna be here.
So talking about the weather, you just said about the...
you were talking about the core product and everything, and how we're solving the real world problem. And one of the topics when you talk about people, what's the easiest topic you talk about? It's the things that it's common to all of us. So like the weather, it's one of the topics. But most of the people are using subscriptions now. So how can you share a referral code? How to break the ice in a conversation? You can break the ice with Revuto, and how it solves the problem. And maybe that's the way you can share your code and spread the word of Revuto in a way. It's a common problem. So
we want Revuto to become a synonym for this subscription management. Yes. That's something we want to build, that even to make it in the dictionary, like
No, sure.
did you Revuto
Use Revuto. Come on, tell me, why wouldn't you use Revuto?
I rebooted him my net. So that's what we want to do. We want to be the best subscription management solution in the market, and to actually become synonym for this. And
exactly.
When you say Revuto, people know what you're talking about.
And also the main goal would be actually to get that feature up and running. Sign up with Revuto, because we already are gonna know all. We're gonna have like the source of the payment. We're gonna know you're gonna be KYC'd and everything. So why not directly connect with the service providers and just subscribe with one click? So that's the goal. And Apple's gonna be very happy about it.
Are we in a search for the third winner?
Come
on, guys, you still have time. Vedran is in a mood, so the chance to win $250.
I think this is a good question. He does not have to win, but Munir asked
No. I have a better one, but okay.
Okay, I can answer.
You
this
do,
quickly.
but
How Revuto will repay the money if a person take a loan and don't return the money? Actually, we cannot make people return this money because this will be the micro loan. I mean, we can maybe sue them or something like that, but it is just not worth it for a few dollars. So Revuto will actually lose money on this one. But what is the great thing on this, that we can actually, with the AI, we can predict how many people will actually return these loans, and we can have mathematics behind this. Because we will not allow you to take a great loan which we know you will probably not pay back. We are not stupid, let's say it like that, and the banks also will not give you, a credit far above your, credit score and the capabilities you can pay. So actually, we will lose money for this small percentage of people.
You're not. Actually, it's a wrong term. We're not going to lose money, but that unreturned
loans are going to be calculated in that fee that people are going to be paying.
That's what I thought. We are going to lose money on that particular person, but in total we are not going to be lose money. And that's something that people actually do not understand well, that you cannot outsmart well-designed AI.
Yes.
People always think they're, unpredictable. We have a free will, and nobody can predict my behavior and so on. But if you have well-designed AI on thousands and hundreds of thousands of users with all these microtransactions, then it is like pretty accurate, and it can, with high probability, guess if you will pay the loan back or not. So Marko is building that with his patents and know-how from the Intuit, like Vedran said, and he can actually really predict if you will pay this or not.
Yes, so for now we think about that the fee is going to be around 6%, and it's going to be good enough for those who are going to actually borrow the money, and for those lenders, they're going to get around 4% monthly. So it's nice APR, monthly APR, so it's 48 per year, but that's going to be flexible. It's not the AI is going to always, the algorithm is always going to calculate how, what is going to be APR and what is going to be fee for that loan. Because obviously if there's going to be, if you're going to be actually allowing those loans to those people who are not going to return back those loans, then the fees are going to go up. But then the algorithm is going to adjust, and then it's going to just allow users that are going to really secure in a way. But basically how it's going to work, so if you have, like, for instance, Revuto, and you're managing, I don't know, your 15 or 20 subscriptions, and you are using many virtual debit cards, and you pre-authorized those with the service providers, you actually have a lot to lose. And even if you staked, many of those are using many of those features which we can actually leverage to make you repay your debt. So if you still decide to not pay, then it's going to be bad for you actually, and that's why the setup is going to work.
Yes, some companies actually have this, like taxi
companies.
Uber or Bolt or whoever. You can actually take debt. I mean, you can order a ride and not pay it with your credit card, but you will have your service suspended. And you tricked them in a way that you did not pay for.
You tricked them once, but you lost.
But you will never again ride with this company.
Yes.
And if it's a mainstream company, then you lose a lot.
You're blacklisted in a way.
You're blacklisted, yeah. And also they have, what I noticed, if you are using it frequently, then they will allow you for one more ride if you don't pay. So they also have some kind of system, but I guess it's not based on AI and so deeply constructed.
Yes.
In Revuto we are going to have it.
Yeah, because with Uber everybody can get that.
Yeah.
With us it's not going to be it's not going to be possible. So we're going to actually track everything, user behavior, and how much people are paying for their subscriptions, when they are paying, for subscriptions and everything, and based on those data, we're gonna allow certain people to actually get money from those micro lending pools, and then if they're gonna be repaying their debt, then even we're gonna allow them to borrow even more in the future.
And the great thing is that, like you said, it's all short loans and transactions.
Yes.
With traditional, banking system,
It's hard to track.
not much is happening between salary and salary, month to month. You have to wait years and years to construct someone's, financial or credit score identity.
Yes.
To actually or you have to have a huge amount of his data and so on to predict his credit score. And with Revuto, we can actually track everything you do in the application, and based on that, we can
Exactly.
And crypto is so dynamic. We are using crypto practically on a daily basis. So we can track your behavior and then construct your credit score, and based on that, we can calculate how much you can borrow.
Yeah, exactly. Short-term loans, and it helps to generate a lot of data in a short-term time. But that shouldn't be, or should be a question that we gonna reward. But there is one more question, and it's a good question for the end. I see Revo way above $2. That's good, but no, that's not a question, but let's achieve that. That's a statement.
The winner.
No. The question was from Full Self-Driving. Will Josipa join you when Revuto hits $2? Join me where? So actually, I asked
Is that the one?
Josipa if she's gonna actually sacrifice for the company. If everything goes wrong, there is that last resort. We can always, say, hey, Josipa's gonna get naked if he hit $2, and we're gonna hit $2, I believe.
Ace in the sleeve.
Yes, that's ace in sleeve. I'm trying to make it possible. No, just kidding. I don't want to force anybody to get naked. I said that I'm going to get naked just because I'm going to be so happy. It's more going to be because of me, not because of, I don't know.
We need to bring more beers.
Yeah, let's open the last one. But Josipa, if you're watching and you are,
she's gonna kill us.
this question is gonna get 250 Revo tokens and that guy. So Full Self-Driving.
I wrote it down.
Yeah, so that's the winner. Somebody said that we need to have more Josipa here. I agree. Josipa is doing amazing things, and she. I met Josipa.
We're gonna see.
We're gonna see him. She is a he. You never know these days. Man.
Okay.
This is not sounding very well. We're gonna bring Josipa probably next time with us, but she's doing so many things and going to those events and everything, spreading the word about Revuto much better than I am. I'm just drinking beer. She is more like, how would I put, professional. She's not up to, but maybe we should make her drink more.
We're drinking beers, but you guys tell us in the comments, what do you want us to drink next?
Yes, let's make a poll.
Yeah.
What do you want us?
Pelinkovac.
Man, I'm having trouble with my English. Who would say? This is because I didn't learn well while I was
Send
in
us
school.
a drink and we're gonna drink it live.
Good night, guys. It's enough. Okay, I think that says it all.
Okay, good.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for advice.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thanks for advice.
Bye.